Welcome to the anti-reviews, anti-podcast of the Don't Review the Venture Bros movie. With me is Willie Borden from his YouTube channel where he never uploads. How are you doing, Willie?
Hi there. Yeah, Florian. I'm doing all right. Yeah, I haven't been a little upload fiasco, but I'm slowly processing. Just FYI, I'm reviewing the new Futurama daily. If you haven't seen it already, but it's pretty good. So yeah.
Oh wow, I have been watching. What was your opinion on it?
Yeah, or well, not to get sidetracked because we'll talk
Yeah,
about
you're
Venture
right.
Bros, but yeah, I thought it was a well returned, like a good little jab at how many times the show's been canceled with the first episode and whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, it was actually quite a good first episode. Second one, maybe not so much. I guess we'll see how it goes. Anyways, fucking Venture
hmm
Bros has been cancelled as well, and now there's a movie, right? And this was it. Was this the final Venture Bros?
Yeah, so let's little backstory. So what happened is I believe it was 2020. Uh, the creator of Venture Bros on Twitter just announced that it got canceled, but just a year later, Adult Swim announced a direct-to-video film for it to end the series actually, and about 2 years later, we have gotten it. It's Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart, and it's just acting as the final series finale, the goodbye after 20 years of this show running, really.
Yeah, so do you think it was a satisfying finale?
Right. I'm a little just mixed to it. I thought it was a pretty satisfying farewell in the end of it all and everything. And the common theme, if you watch Venture Bros and all that, is a common theme is failure. And
No, great. What a brilliant common theme.
yeah, and it's just like how they're always failing and stuff as a family and stuff. But at the end of it, it's just because you have a dysfunctional family, at the end, just because it shows that if you just love each other, and like no matter how you view that family together, if you don't even have your real parents or stuff like that, if you just love each other in the end, it'll all still work out. As the moral, I believe it was towards the end. But yeah, what'd you think and all that?
Uh, it was very underwhelming, I thought. After all this time, I guess this is really all that we got, you know? We like
hmm
all these epic things that we see throughout the ages, and then in the end I guess they do still stick with failing at everything. Like wow, he like after all this time he still can't like make a single thing that works, and then and then the monarch also has basically just become a pawn in someone else's game, and it's pretty tragic. And I really thought that there'd be something important happening, but there never was, I guess. And they find out how they're related, and it's really stupid as you would expect. But then I didn't find it satisfying. No.
It's all right. Yeah, I can understand that opinion. So to start off with the plot and all that, it's begins where the last season end off with uh Hank, or sorry, not Hank, Dean cheated on Hank's with his girlfriend, and it causes Hank to just run away, and it's with the Venture family trying to track him down and find him. Meanwhile, the Monarch comes across his ex girlfriend. Oh, sorry, what was her name again? It's just been a few days since I watched the film.
Uh, I don't remember. I guess she was blonde. I guess she doesn't matter. But also, I mean, I guess I don't really bother retelling like the entire story. It usually doesn't quite do much. I mean, I guess people will still want to see it or not, I guess, or they just want to hear our thoughts at least. But yeah, no. So
Mhm.
basically, his ex girlfriend, comes back, and somehow she persuades him into joining her organization, which supposedly is greater than the league. Spoiler alert: it's
Yeah.
not. It's just a big fake. but all they did was to try to troll Venture. And God, it was so stupid. I guess all she wanted was to get the Monarch back. But why would she want that, right? Is that all? Was there anything else to her plan?
No, it's because so Hank actually later on in the film goes to like this petting zoo area where he meets this woman that was the believed to actually be the Venture Bros' real mother. And I believe in a twist, it was also found out that just the Monarch's ex-girlfriends, that's her mother's real daughter, right?
Her mother's real daughter? That doesn't make sense.
Right.
It was her real mother, I guess. Yeah.
Right, that's what I meant.
But she wasn't related to anyone else. Stupid. God, I can't believe they pulled this where it's like, oh, you boys are here again. You thinking I'm your mother again. You fools, you died and you got cloned and you don't remember. But you keep coming back, and you keep thinking it. That was really stupid. Jesus, what an unsatisfying ending to the whole family situation. But I mean, like the evil girlfriend, like her entire plan was just to get back at them, right? Because he chose Dr. Girlfriend, right?
Exactly, that's why. Yeah.
That's insane.
And
like, why would anyone care about that? Like, wouldn't you be happy that you don't have to be with the Monarch anymore? Like, Jesus, he is insane. Yeah, you like him, don't you?
Monarch? Yeah, no, he's a fun villain for sure.
Like, Jesus, can you imagine like being with him and he has and he constantly messes up and he always lies to you and he's always out there with his petty vengeance for no reason as well. Impressive. I guess they all fit together so well. I guess they do save the world from her because she was jealous and threatened the world with with a flying skyscraper. I used to like the Venture Bros, but now, I don't know. I guess I might rewatch it at some point, but it feels like this was a pretty stupid finale. I really hoped that there'd be like an overarching story of something interesting happening, but they really didn't have any plan of the sort.
It's I think my biggest problem I have with it is that this is the finale supposedly to the whole series. And I think it would have been a nice touch if we actually did discover the Venture Bros' real mother, but they kind of like cop us out, saying no, this isn't the real mother, even though they tricked us. But they have done that before in the series with another girl and everything. But
Brilliant.
I don't know. Would you have preferred if they actually met the real mother or not?
No, I think I would have preferred if they had not brought this stupid trope back. Jesus, who fucking cares? Like, who even cares? They're clones after all now anyways. A million times over cloned. Like, who cares who their real mother was? I really thought there'd be, like, something important happening. Like this...
I see. Yeah.
And
No, go on. Yeah.
Like, the what's it called? Guild of Calamitous Intent and the OSI, they just, like... There's just two organizations. One is just villains and the other one is heroes, and they don't outright fight each other. They just regulate how the villains interact with each other, and that's a really stupid system. And I thought like maybe a good finale would have been if they discovered that it actually doesn't make sense that they just have guilds that regulate how it goes, and they should instead like have all out war. And finally get rid of all the villains that ruin everyone's life, But I guess that would never happen because it is really just built on failure and compromise.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking again of again, just going back to the real mother thing. If you remember, actually, there was a post-credit scene after the end credits.
Fuck! I didn't watch that. What happened?
Oh, I'll tell you. Yeah, it was just a younger Rusty Venture, and it just shows the helper robots with Hank and Dean, but like they're still inside this like this Death Stranding like baby chamber room, and they're not born yet. They're just like babies in like this like pregnancy womb thing. So maybe the truth is they never had a mother to begin with, and they were just a virgin birth.
A male virgin birth. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy
Yeah.
that Rusty Venture is just unsuccessful all the time, despite his ability to actually clone people and whatever else he can do? But I guess not when it's funny time. I guess whenever like the script thinks it needs to be funny, then he can't do any science right. He can't even launch fucking iPads or whatever they are, like floating helper heads. I guess he can't even figure that one out.
Yeah, the whole subplot with the those heads controlling the music that makes the skyscraper just rise up from the air and into outer space was a little silly, and just I know it's a cartoon still and everything, but that was just a little beyond disbelief, I guess, in my opinion too.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's supposed to be super science, so like they should be able to do like almost anything. It's just too bad that this stupid fucking jealous ex-girlfriend has got a better grasp on science than our main protagonist, Rusty Venture, because that's funny. Because failure is so funny. Well, how do you enjoy like a franchise that's just built on failure the entire time?
I think that's an interesting question too, because that's the theme of failure and everything. And if you know, actually, Venture Bros, it's basically a satire spoof of that old Hanna-Barbera show, Johnny Quest, if you ever seen it, whatever.
I don't know if I should see it. I guess probably not. I guess I haven't. I tried and I didn't bother.
Yeah. Yeah, they spoofed multiple times at that show.
Yeah, they
And
spoof a lot. Like that's all they can do. I
oh
guess
yeah.
it's almost like Robot Chicken at this point. Nah, just kidding. Robot Chicken is the worst thing in the world. But I don't know. I feel like you make fun of everything, but then what it all comes down to is a not very satisfying ending. So, like maybe don't be fully just spoofing things if you don't have anything more interesting to say than the things that you're spoofing. Hmm.
hmm Um,
You liked
sorry, I was
it. Tell me how you liked it.
yeah, right. I was saying how I was spoofing Johnny Quest, and people like just make up this belief that saying, oh, like child actor stars, which was Rusty Venture's childhood. He was like a child star in the '60s with his father, basically, and saying it's this belief all child stars are like the most happiest people in the world when it's not. There's like a lot of trauma and like bad things that can happen with that not living a normal childhood. And I think it shows just because you live a happy life and a great life with a good family that you love doesn't mean you're not gonna come across failure and feeling like you haven't accomplished a lot with your family too. But that's okay as well. It's just part of living.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
Right?
sense that someone who's a child star might be a failure, but I feel like that's not a. I mean, I'm not one to appreciate character arcs usually, but like I feel like Rusty Venture starts out as a failure and he never evolves from that, and like nobody in this show actually gets anywhere in the end. Like they find out who the monarch is and how he's related to Baboon Blood, and like it doesn't change anything. He still does his stupid petty bullshit, and and nothing ever mattered, and 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 they haven't improved in any way, and that's just sad to me. Like all this hope at this show maybe getting better at some point, it never got better. I mean, no, I'm like it started off really strong. It was really good at first, but then like they just kept doing the same thing, just continuing to be a parody. But like if you've got 7 seasons in a movie, then maybe you should evolve past just being a parody and actually have something to say.
I see. Well, let's talk about this. I mean, Do you think like Rusty is a good fodder actually?
I mean, clearly not. like he,
Uh, no,
like
it's okay.
not only is he not better than his own father, who I guess had his flaws, but at least he was competent. Like he doesn't spare his kids like the adventure lifestyle. I mean, I guess he can't really escape it, but is he trying to escape it? No, he's still doing super science. Like all the bullshit that made his life hard as a child, his children still have to deal with it. And on top of that, he's also like a complete failure at it. So I don't know. I can't imagine that he could be a worse father. Do you think he's a good father?
I see. I'll put it this way to say, I don't think he's a good fodder, but I do think he loves his the Venture Bros very much though, and does care for them.
I
You know,
mean,
just like
like every once in a while, he's like, nah, he's probably fine. He's probably just dead in a ditch. Oh wait, death could be a problem. Yeah, nah, he'll be fine. Like, come on, that's not. He doesn't love them. That's that's like if you buy into the bullshit that Rick loves Morty. Like, no, he doesn't. Like, he doesn't give a shit if Morty dies. He just doesn't want to like actually see him die. Then he's fine. Like, if he dies off screen, he doesn't give a shit. But like, oh, we're currently like looking at him. Oh, okay, I guess I'll save him. Jeez, nasty kids, you know. But Rick and Morty is most of the time telling a more interesting story. And I guess they're always parody.
yeah, this is well for me, I think the problems when you come into when you have for a long running show or something when you have characters just being a punching bag and the thing about it is you okay, just a terrible example, like yeah, like Rusty's not a good fodder, but I think it's just still showing to him that he's trying to at least be a better fodder than his own fodder. And even though that still sucks and he's not a good fodder, he's just trying to improve on what even his fodder couldn't do, if you know what I'm saying right there.
I mean, like, is the show about that at all? Does the show actually focus on him trying to be a father, or is it just like The Simpsons, where they just go on different adventures, and in the end they just come together and they half-heartedly act like they care, but they don't really.
No, I think I think Venture Bros is more than that because technically it still is a dysfunctional family trope, but there's of course so many subplots and of course these blood relative like confusing things you have to get right of like of course with the Monarch and Rusty possibly being related, and with that I believe it's what makes it um more important than just the stereotypical dysfunctional family that just hates all each other, like The Simpsons or Family Guy.
I mean, I feel like they still make it a lame joke, you know? Like they find out like Homer's relationships with his father and his mother eventually in The Simpsons, and it's not played for a joke. But in the Venture Bros, they try to find the mother, and then oh no, I guess that was never the mother, and that was already like they've already tried the same trope, and even off screen the kids tried to do it. I don't know, it just doesn't work for me, I guess.
No, I agree with you there. That was like the one big problem I had. I didn't like that it was like another cop out trope because they did it before in that show, in the show too as well. Some other crazy
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, they just didn't commit to anything. It's crazy that they got this final chance of making something, and it's just like, oh, I guess we're going on a road trip, and oh look, there's a Punisher parody, and then oh look, the kids are looking for their mom again. The fools! Don't they know that nobody gives a shit about that? And yeah, I guess we really don't. I guess it's sad, and even even the guild like was a strong operation at some point, but then in this state, like the council has been reduced to 7, so I don't even know why. Oh, and one of them is Miss Monarch, and like they really fucking shit, and I don't know why the the heroes don't just fucking kill those stupid villains at this point. Like, Jesus Christ, you got the monarch's wife being an integral part of this. Like, Jesus, this is, they are so weak. Why doesn't the OSI just kill them? Why don't they just end it? Wouldn't that be a better ending if they actually, like, finally did something?
Again, I don't want to like really go on saying shitting on this movie, but at the same time, I understand what you're saying. I think I give it a pass because, again, the theme of it is failure, and how failure can just be seen just. You can look at the positive side of failure as if there actually is one, like a silver lining to it.
I mean, the positive side of failure is when you learn from it, and considering that they never learned from it, and now they never can, I don't see it. But this movie has actually been popular with the few people that actually knew that it came out, so I guess I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the only one who continued to grow up after watching the Venture Bros. Like, I guess everyone else just either forgot that Venture Bros existed and grew up, or they never grew up and they still like it, even though it hasn't improved.
But yeah, like, again, in the end, I'm mixed, but in the end, I'm glad I saw it. At least I didn't feel like my time was wasted or anything. It was a fine enough conclusion. Had some problems, but yeah, like a good 6 out of 10.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, I guess I probably would. Would I? I mean, I guess it's good enough. It's probably a 6 or a 5. It's just like all this stuff that they went through. They got cancelled, and then they take forever. These episodes take forever to make, and this is all they can lead up to. I don't know. I can't act like I'm not disappointed, okay? And I know, like, people actually like this movie, and I'm probably gonna get comments, oh no, he doesn't get it, oh he's upset at the fucking baby's cartoon, what's he think? Like, I don't know, you guys don't get it, okay? To me, this show was like the best shit ever, and I'm disappointed that they just stayed at that level, whereas everyone else has just raised their game. You know, there's so much good animated shit out there, so many good shows, and yeah, I don't know.
I may not agree with you, but I definitely understand what you're saying, though. You know,
I mean, I guess we're both giving it a pretty similar rating.
Oh, that's good at least.
Yeah, I guess I just had higher expectations. Well, you probably did too, right?
Yeah, no, I did. I think I expected a lot more especially from such a long running show, and especially a very plot driven show, especially where it's important to actually watch these episodes in order and stuff. I did expect a lot more.
I like how they. I guess this is like. Actually, I'm not sure. I like that they have this reveal. It's like, oh, the Monarch and Rusty Venture, they're actually brothers. They go to an orgy, and that's what they find out at the end of the orgy. It's like, you must kill your brother. Here he is, and he's like, no, I don't even remember. But now they come back to, you actually can't fight each other anymore because you're related, and until we have a blood test, you can't fight each other. I like how they evolved that plot. I don't like the girlfriend being stolen plot too much. I guess it makes sense that that's something that teenager boys would do, but to me that was fairly uninteresting. And didn't they already have one where Dean retreats back into his unconscious and he's like shitting himself because his girlfriend was stolen? Or am I confused? I feel like that was already an episode, right?
Yeah, I believe, because if you didn't watch spoilers, if you didn't watch the final episode before this movie, it was just revealed Dean sleeping with Hank's girlfriend.
There was an episode where he retreated into his mind, and he relived all his old memories, and then they bring this back here where his old memories are following him around, right? But like, they did this already, but now he's also running away. So I guess that plot really shouldn't have still been around after all this time. They probably should have taken a little time skip on that one. But I don't know. I guess you like this plot line. Hmm. I guess
Yeah.
I yeah. Go ahead.
No, no, go ahead. Nothing. Yeah.
I guess I like the main idea that it's a conflict whether or not they're related to each other. But I didn't like that the main villain was just someone's spurned girlfriend. You know. I guess that was pretty stupid. I mean, I guess that's just Avengers, you know. It's just everything is a parody, so nothing can ever be serious.
Yeah.
I guess
Just
did I
yeah.
like the stupid Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie? At least that one knew that it was stupid. I guess I kind of liked it, yeah. So it's weird that this feels less than that. Hmm.
The thing about Aqua Teen is that it's just doesn't make sense. And even I think I do agree with you that the Aqua Teen film before this was a little better because it was making fun of the fact that it was a movie and that these characters can never be die no matter what and stuff like that. Like that was a little funny to me. And with this, of course, with a much more serious like subplots and a plot to follow and all that. It's not that it's not funny. It's just that something as this big with a show like this, especially for an anime show to have a plot so thoroughly to follow, I did expect more, as I said before, just from this finale and all that.
I guess I like the fact that his skyscraper was lifted up and flung into space, and where does it land? It lands back on the old Venture compound, almost coming full
Yeah,
circle, and in fact showing that he
right.
hasn't gone anywhere. But I guess they
Again
meant
with the
it.
failure.
Yeah, they meant for it to be more poetic, but I guess he still owns that land, and he's probably unable to afford rent wherever he was because he's too stupid to sell a fucking toy despite having superpowers of science. Can't sell a robot assistant. Man, like they couldn't even let him have that. Like, couldn't he at least be good at making a thing and then like the stupid villains fuck it up? Wouldn't that have been fun? But no, I guess he's just so stupid. I guess he can't even get one thing right, even though he's got like the smartest people in the world working for him. He can't make a little toy robot that works properly. No, it's highly expensive and and it flies when it shouldn't. Yeah.
I think it's also a little more frustrating where we're supposed to believe that Rusty is a super scientist, but you can never create something that works, you know.
I
But
get.
yeah,
I guess. I guess he does. He does never create anything that works. I guess all the technology is somewhere already been created. Do you remember in that first episode where he made the heat ray and then he melted that little plastic village? Did he make that one himself or did he steal that one too?
yeah, I think he made that himself, though.
Yeah, so he can do it. He's just too fucking stupid, despite his high magical IQ. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's it. Like, if that was like one of the first episodes, and he does some real super science, it just he didn't want to sell to the army. But now he's just like down on his luck, and he can't even make like a simple appliance.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
see.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it would have worked. You know, he said help her play music, and it did play music. You know, I guess it was the villains that put in the floating device that ruined everything. But it was still too expensive. He was still gonna bankrupt himself. Hmm.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Again, to wrap up to say for me, uh, even though I am mixed to this finale, I in the end I am gonna miss Venture Bros. I think if this is the end because I think for me this was Adult Swim's just maybe not their best show, but definitely their most plot driven show for sure. And like I know like Rick and Morty, they try to do like the plot stories and stuff, but and also slice of life, but I don't know if that's works out if you have to be slice of life or also plot driven. I don't think you can do both. You have to just pick one or the other. But
Well,
we'll see. Yeah. Oh yeah,
no,
go ahead.
I think you can definitely make that work. They're just not wanting to. They just. I mean, like like whenever they. Okay, so all they did was just make like stupid episodes that don't really have much of an impact, and then whenever we saw that they had an impact, they found it in our face, like they did with the April 1st episode where Rick just breaks out of prison and then he topples the government. That was an excellent episode, and it just it just put us in our place, telling us that we're not gonna see an arc that goes over several seasons. We're just gonna have to be along for the ride. That it's just madness, you know. They're just gonna have random episodes where random things happen, and maybe there'll be a story episode, but maybe it'll be retconned in the very next episode, and that was fine. That worked perfectly fine. And you can have slice of life, but they always want to tell a story that's larger than the scope of their show. So there's never that much that much impact being left on Rick and Morty, and that works perfectly fine. But this show is like way continuous, and I guess it didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I think to up it up, I think this is the most plot-driven like animated show I think I've ever seen. Though I really can't think of any other one though.
I mean, I guess it didn't matter considering that the plot in the end didn't go anywhere. So I guess they might as well not have been. But I think they had. Yeah, no, I guess the journey was pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. I like what you're saying there. You know, it's not about the destination; it's the journey that matters. You know?
Well, I mean, like that's good in retrospect, but like they should have tried harder on that movie. They should have made something that's real satisfying. Like, okay, so it's got 8 out of 10 by the user score, but I feel like it could have gotten like an easy 10 if they just had slightly tried harder with the story. You know, it could have worked out for them. I mean, they didn't like flop entirely like Game of Thrones, but I mean, I like that even better because it had like an actual paradigm shift. You know, like this just goes back to the start, even though they're probably not gonna continue making the show. I mean, I guess if they are gonna continue to make the show, that would be acceptable for the movie to just return where it started. But they're probably not, right?
Well, no, I mean it's not like Futurama, like where you gotta get to choose your own ending, where it's like has 4 different type of ending stuff. You know.
Apparently, there was a season 8 that was written, so that's interesting. I guess. Is this what they put into this? It's just like another season, but it still didn't have an ending. They just took what they had. Oh no! Well, that's just sad. Okay, so this was a pretty rambly podcast. I guess you all enjoyed it anyways. I'm probably way too harsh on this and everyone else liked it, but I don't know. I expected more of the show that I literally grew up with. Jesus, when did this come out? That can't be right, can it?
2003, baby.
Jesus, fuck, that is... I mean, I wasn't even 18 yet. Yeah, I did grow up with this. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. I'm old. You kids don't understand. Alright. Well, check out Willie's channel. Do you have any final thoughts on the Venture Bros movie?
I guess it could have been better, but I am satisfied with what I had, you know, in the end. And I'm gonna really miss the impact this show had, just if it is the end. Because again, I think it's the most plot-driven, just animated show I think I've ever seen, and we need more of that for sure, and especially for people to respect animation more, I think. And you know, go Team Venture, as they always say.
I mean, like, I don't know if you keep up with animation, but there's like a lot of really good shit out there. It's like crazy. What else do you watch?
Well, again, I just started with Futurama, and like the second episode did actually have a bit plot driven to it, and it is like a plot driven show sometimes. But it also does slice of life as well. But I think it's a good example of that. Unlike Rick and Morty, which I think does badly at it, though.
You take that back.
Okay, fine, I take that back.
No, Rick and Morty is like the fucking best. Like every episode is a fucking masterpiece, and you can watch them a million times. And that's probably why you don't like it, because you didn't realize that it's actually it gets better on every time you rewatch it. You know, it's like a fine wine. It just ages perfectly. But that's not even all I'm talking about. There's like, I mean, Disenchantment is also by Matt Groening, and it's got way more continuity than I think Futurama. And I mean, I guess it's like it starts off pretty rough, but it's a pretty wild ride. One of my all-time favorites is, well, much less cynical. It's called the She-Ra series on Netflix. That one is always amazing. I like watching that one a lot as well. That one's a fully complete show that everyone should check out if they like good animation that isn't just based on being cynical, I guess, like the other stuff we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, I hope you guys liked it. I really like animation, and I'd like to talk more about it. So I hope this got some views, and check out Willie's channel. Goodbye.
Don't worry, I'll be uploading a lot. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, do upload. Goodbye, everyone.
I will. Okay, goodbye. Take care.
Ah.